Moving on to the next thing, let's talk about the machine learning modeling flow. This is where, as I said, there are various steps that are involved as part of the entire machine learning model building flow. And when I say machine learning model building flow, what I mean is the entire setup where we are working upon a machine learning project. So I'll call it as the steps that are involved as part of a machine learning project. And this entire set of process is a very lengthy one. There are various major steps that have been highlighted in this slide, but we will try to deep dive into some of those so that we understand each and every step better. Now, the very first step that we have over here is get the data. Yes, this is one of the very crucial steps because without good amount of data, good quality of data, we will not be able to build an effective model. So this is where getting the data itself is the first challenge. So when a client comes up to me with a problem statement in his mind, the very immediate question that I have is, give me the data. Let me have a look at it so that I can start understanding your business problem better. Now, this is where your data could come into variety of formats, right? It could be a simple Excel file that the client could give you, or sometimes it could also be a kind of, text data that you may have to work upon. Sometimes your data could be in the form of images or even videos, or sometimes there could be no proper data available in the first place. So we may have to start the entire process of gathering that data and then working upon it. So many a times when the clients do not have the right kind of data available, it is our duty to help the client gather that data in a more meaningful format such that it has a proper format that can be utilized later on, which can help us perform the rest of the steps. And getting the data sometimes is also challenging because of the size of the data. The data that we deal with in today's world is not very small, right? We work into, petabytes, zettabytes kind of data, and handling so much of data is not a, very easy task for a simple system. So that's where we may require to make use of GPUs in order to have that high amount of RAM in order to be able to connect and pull that data into our system and process that much of data. So computing power often is a very crucial thing that comes into the picture right from the very first step of getting the data. And many a times your data could also come from various different sources. Like I said, some of the files that the client gives you could be a kind of Excel file, whereas some other data could be residing onto your SQL server or Oracle server from where you'll have to pull that data. So it could come from different sources also, and it could come into different variety of formats as well. So getting that required data into the right format itself is the very first and the major challenging step. Many a times there are back and forth approvals that are required because there are a lot of data privacy issues that come into the picture while sharing the data. So we need to sit down with the client. Apart from understanding the business problem, we need to get that data, and sometimes there are delays because of those kind of data sharing related issues as well. But once we have that data, we are into a stage to understand that data better. And this is where you will definitely require the subject matter expert to help you, because without his help, you will not be able to understand each and every variable that is present in that data, right? You don't know how important is that variable with respect to, predicting the outcome that we are looking forward to. So that is where the subject matter expert will help us with not only the data, but also the data dictionary. Apart from that data dictionary, he will sit down with us to help us understand what is each and every variable meaning in that data and how important it is in order to achieve our outcome. So based on that, we are able to understand and interpret the business problem better. And this is something that takes a long amount of time many a times, because this is where we would require some more data to be received from the client, or sometimes there could be a lot of data, unnecessary data that we would get from the client, and we may have to figure out what is important and what is not, because we would ideally want to build a machine learning model only on the relevant data. So there is a lot of pre-processing that might be required, because when the client gives us the data, it is often a raw data. So this is where the very first step ideally concludes, where you're getting the data and you're able to understand the business problem better. But this is incomplete without the client support. But once you have understood the data and the problem better, now it's time to put your team to work. This is where the second step comes into the picture, which is related to the data pre-processing. And let me tell you that this is the most important and the lengthiest process that you have as part of this entire journey. Ideally, when a machine learning project is built, you would see that around 60 to 70% of the project's time is spent into the second step, which is related to pre-processing the data. And when I say pre-processing, it involves a lot of different things, right from cleaning that raw data, preparing that data in such a format that will be good enough for the model to understand. And at the same time, we may also require to manipulate that data a little bit such that the model is able to interpret the right sense out of that data. So this is where there are multiple steps that are involved as part of the data pre-processing part. We will discuss a few of these steps in detail so that you understand what are the various challenges that we encounter while we work on this data pre-processing step, and how do you overcome those challenges. We'll try to discuss upon that as well. So let's move on towards our discussion. And the very first thing that I would like to talk upon is the feature selection. This is one of the very important steps that we perform as part of the data pre-processing part, wherein feature selection means that we are going to work upon identifying the relevant features that would be used in order to train the model. And now, what does that relevant features mean? Suppose if we are working upon a given data and there are about hundreds of variables or columns present in that data, ideally we are not going to require all hundreds of them, because not everything will be important. So we need to identify what are the important variables out of the entire list given to us, and only subset those variables and take them ahead. Because the others, which are the non-relevant variables, are ideally not going to help me build the model. Rather, they might disturb or affect the performance of the model. So it's better to eliminate such kind of irrelevant variables right away, such that our model is a good model. So this is one of the very first steps that you perform when it comes to the data pre-processing part. And this is where it is definitely the client who is going to support you a lot, because he knows the data better. He's able to give you that understanding in terms of, which variable is important and which is not. So based on that, we will be able to figure out the relevant variables and we'll be subsetting them such that we can proceed with only those set of variables, and the remaining pre-processing steps will be applied on only that amount of data. This step is one of the most important ones, because this will help you cut down your data drastically, isn't it? So maybe from hundreds of variables, you may come down to just about 50 variables. And that's the 50% of data that you'll be left off with, which will speed up the rest of the tasks for you, because now the size of the data would have drastically reduced. Now, of course, there are various techniques that you can use in order to do the feature selection part. What we have discussed so far is just doing the feature selection on the basis of domain knowledge, wherein the subject matter expert is going to help us in order to understand the data and eliminate certain variables which are not important with respect to the problem statement that we are trying to solve. However, apart from domain knowledge also, there are various other techniques that you can make use of. When it comes to working on the feature selection, there could be certain variables which may be totally irrelevant or illogical. Like for example, if you have phone numbers present in that data, you don't really require those phone numbers to train the model, correct? So those are such kind of variables which have no impact on the model building part. So it's better to eliminate them. Similarly, you could also have certain variables where there is a single value which is being repeated across each and every record. That single value is not going to help the model learn something new. So we can eliminate such kind of variables as well. Apart from this, there could be certain variables where the data was not even captured properly. There are a lot of missing values that are present in that particular variable. We can get rid of such variables as well, because a lot of missing data cannot be filled on the basis of very little data that is present. So that's again something that could lead to feature selection. But let me tell you, these are just some in generic approaches that we are talking about. But in the world of machine learning, we do have certain, direct feature selection related functions available that will automatically go through the data, try to understand the patterns and the, relevancy of those variables for the actual variable that we are trying to receive as the outcome. And based on that, it will try to eliminate certain variables for you. So this is where it, helps you internally to do the feature selection part. And there are various other things which of course you will be able to relate to better only when you are deep diving into the concepts of machine learning and building your own project related to machine learning. So we'll not go into those details right now, but this is the overview of feature selection, because this is where we will be able to cut down on the number of variables that are present in the actual raw data that has been given to you by the client, and we will subset only the required or the important variables to proceed with the next of the steps.